Look here, the Avengers of the house is stepping up, y'all. I'm gonna say they're the Avengers of the house. Yes, that's what they gonna be. They come into the forefront and they is not holding back.
So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed, that y'all are the ones that are being harmed. That's not the definition of oppression. You tell me the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment that you've had, and we can have a conversation.
It's your boy Gabriel. I'm back with another show, y'all. It's called The Reality in Denial. I've been noticing that my passion is starting to get more into the civil rights, the racism in America. You know, I'm really intrigued by that topic and just been seeing a lot of videos, especially with this last election. It's just been raising a lot of red flags, y'all. It's been bringing a lot of things to the light, a lot of things to the forefront. Um, and I noticed myself just going deeper and deeper into agreeing with a lot of the things that people are fighting against. You know, the racism in America, the white privilege that's out here that they don't think that exists. I mean, just a whole lot of things when it comes to that. It's just, I feel like I started to feel like a lot of people were in denial about the reality of things. It just made me question, like, how are you commenting and how are you saying this when first you don't even know what it's like to be a black person in America? Um, you know, I mean, it's just I'm seeing a lot of the thought process is being portrayed as something that it's not, and people are not wanting to accept the reality. You can be in denial, but that does not mean that this is not reality. I mean, the reality is what the reality is. I mean, I'm going to be following the House hearings. I'm going to be following the Senate during this whole next presidential um, tenure or whatever you want to call it, whatever the words are. I'm going to try to follow it the best I can, but I'm really going to be focused on the things that's catered around the African American community, and really bringing a lot of things to light. And that just goes by starting with the presidential elect. You know, a lot of things that he's trying to do is really hindering African Americans. It's really it's bringing us back. It's really the things that he's trying to do is bringing us back, y'all. Um, and they think it's bringing us forward, but you're eliminating a lot of the protections that we have to even feel somewhat equal in this place we call America home. Home. But so, yeah, but I wanted to start. I know I'm a little late, but I just started this channel, so I wanted to kind of backtrack, and I'm going to catch up. I promise I'm going to catch up. But I just want to backtrack because, y'all, I am so happy that we got some fighters coming to the stage, y'all. They getting in the boxing ring, y'all. My girl Jasmine Crockett. Oh, I love her. Can't nobody say it like her, y'all. I love her. I see Representative Lee. I like her. Representative Presley. I think the other one, her name was Representative Brown. I love all of them. We look here. The Avengers of the house is stepping up, y'all. I'm gonna say they're the Avengers of the house. Yes, that's what they gonna be. They come into the forefront and they is not holding back. They is saying what needs to be said, y'all. So I am excited for that. So I don't know if y'all know what just recently went on. I know it's a little old. It's about a couple of weeks old now, but I'm gonna start here and then we'll kind of keep going from here. But I don't know if y'all knew or know that the Republicans are trying to dismantle the DEI, um, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Y'all, and this is all the way bad. You know, they think they're doing a good thing, but because it's typically tied to the African American community, of course they want to dismantle it. They want to get rid of it. They feel like it's reverse racism and that they're being oppressed by that and da da da. You know all of that, but um, but they don't realize that that affects so much more than just African Americans. That's what they fail to realize. Their agenda and their attack on the African American community definitely hurts a lot more people than they think. So they really need to be careful about that. But y'all, we're gonna start with my girl Jasmine Crockett, y'all. She lit them up. Do you hear me? Jasmine Crockett will list her resume every time she take that mic. The one thing that really stood out was when she just really laid it out and let them know that, you know, y'all want to eliminate this history. Y'all want to eliminate DEI so y'all can misuse words like oppression. So y'all can misuse words like racism and say y'all are being oppressed and the racism is against y'all. You know, so I love that she laid it out to where, you know, just basically letting them know that there's been no oppression for the white man in America. I mean, whether you agree with that or not, it's the truth. It's the reality. It is the truth. And you can't tell me otherwise. I mean, as a black person in America, I mean, you just can't tell me otherwise, especially, I mean, our ancestors, what they had to deal with, what we're dealing with. Yeah, things are better than what our ancestors dealt with, but trust me, we not all the way there, y'all. There's a fight that still needs to be had. And I'm glad to see people stepping up like Jasmine Crockett, Representative Lee, Representative Presley, Representative Brown, and a lot more. But you know, those are the ones that stepping up, y'all, hard, and I'm loving it. Y'all, we're gonna start with Jasmine Crockett. We're gonna get right into this video. My number one thing was when she said, "We not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against, y'all." That's probably gonna be a whole video by itself, y'all. But that's what they don't realize, y'all. They don't realize we are not the migrants that they assume we are. We didn't run from home. We were stolen from our homes. And you know, a lot of people are gonna go and say, "Oh, your people sold y'all." Everybody wasn't bought, y'all. It was some people stolen. Okay, and you know, they brought us over here. They beat us. And I'm gonna say us, you know, they're gonna say, "Oh, you ain't never picked cotton, you ain't did." No, you did it to my people, so it's us. You beat us. You took the women, you raped them, you beat the men, you killed them in front of them, you lynched. I mean, you know, it's still so much stuff that is happening to this day. Yeah, it's just more hidden, but yes, it still happens. Some things happen, just in a new form or a different way. And sometimes the old way. So we just gonna get right into this video of Jasmine Crockett giving them a piece of her mind.
Okay, Ms. Crockett.
So many of you know that I practice law, but some of you don't realize that I actually was a business major out of Rhodes College in Memphis, Tennessee. And the emphasis that I got in my business degree was on finance. And as I traveled the country campaigning this election cycle, one of the things that I talked about was this idea that in finance, we always promote this idea of diversity. If you know anything about a portfolio, the one thing that you want to do is make sure that it's as diverse as possible, because at times certain stocks will perform better than others, and they will exemplify various strengths and weaknesses. And together, a diverse portfolio is usually what any good finance person would promote. They wouldn't promote that you solely invest in vanilla wafers, believing that that is going to be the strongest portfolio, but instead they may want to add some chocolate cake and some Twinkies into the mix to make sure that we have the best portfolio, because there will be different preferences by different people. And again, there will be different strengths. But as I sit here and I think about what we say and what I'm hearing as it relates to diversity when it comes to anything outside of making money. And to be clear, we are losing GDP every time we try to push back on this idea of diversity, because all of us bring something different to the table. But you consistently said over and over the word oppression, and every time that you said it, it was almost as if I was hearing nails on a chalkboard, because it seems like you don't understand the definition of oppression. And I'd ask you to just refer to Google to help you out. Oppression is the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. That is the definition of oppression. And so as I sit here as a black woman who practiced civil rights, let me tell you the reason that my colleagues wanted to make sure you understood the same black history that your side of the aisle wants to delete out of classrooms is because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed, that y'all are the ones that are being harmed. That's not the definition of oppression. You tell me the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment that you've had, and we can have a conversation.
You could start with Exodus.
The final thing that I will say on this particular issue, two things. There is an article from The Guardian, and it is a little old. It's from 2021, so I apologize. But it said that back then, just 3 years ago, white men represent 30% of the population, but 62% of office holders. These are the issues that we are constantly looking at and recognizing and trying to say, is this just? I can't even tell you how many white men have served in this chamber, but I can tell you that I am only the 55th black woman to be elected to Congress. And so when you want to talk about history and pretend as if it was so long ago, it wasn't. Because again, I am just number 55. Finally, when we start to talk about what do these numbers do as we're trying to say that diversity, equity, and inclusion is the problem, the reality is that when it comes to financial performance, companies with more diverse workforces are more likely to outperform their competitors. Companies in the top quartile for racial diversity are 35% more likely to outperform their peers on profitability. Companies with diverse executive teams are 25% more likely to generate greater profits. Diverse companies earn 2.5 times higher cash flow per employee. Diversity works. And until you can show me data that says otherwise, I think that we need to go back to being a country that listens to experts and gets out of our feelings and recognizes, again, that racism is real in this country. And until we stop pretending that it's not, we will not solve the problems that we are consistently facing. And that will bring real unity that we seek when we're looking for a more perfect union.
Does any other member seek recognition?